Hi everyone. Hi Taurus. Welcome to BohoMystic. My name is Mary Nelly, and welcome to what we're going to call this. This is your reading for the rest of the month, for the remainder of the month. We're in the month of June 2025, but it really is timeless. That's why I haven't been putting any dates on any of my readings. But yeah, I think that there is something though that is about June because so I did a pre-shuffle of several decks, and I pulled all the decks that called to me, and it was really interesting of the ones I pulled for you guys, or pulled. Anyway, so one card fell out in the pre-shuffle, only one, and it was a manifestation card. Interesting. I need to turn on my phone because I have to read this next part to you. Okay, so then I did a short meditation pulling in this collective, and it was really interesting. It was really sweet. The Aries one was just crazy, but this one was, crazy in a good way, but this was really sweet, and I actually kind of thought maybe I had to do it again because it was just really weird and very surreal. But anyway, but then again, I like surrealism. So all right, so it started out everything going dark, and then evolving or coming out from the darkness was a daisy unfurling itself. In the beginning, I knew it was a flower unfurling itself, but I didn't realize yet it was daisy, and it was clearly a daisy. Then this daisy sort of suspended itself, and there were tons of little glittering stars all around it, but small little ones, so not huge stars, like little tiny stars all around its petals, and it was really, really pretty. Then this daisy became like a metal topper, still in its frame of a daisy, but it's metal now, and elongated and became a topper to a cane. Then that cane became a pen, so with like a daisy on top. I don't know if you've seen them like at the dollar stores, or like at, I don't know, you saw the little stores like Targets and stuff, for kids, or just really fun ones that they bring out seasonally. So it was a pen with a daisy on top, a cloth daisy. And then I saw a person sitting at a desk. It was like a small wooden desk with sunlight coming in from whatever window was near them, and they were writing with that pen. But then I looked up to see if I can get a glimpse of who the person was, sex of the person, or just anything about the person, right? And when I looked out, the person's head was a large daisy. So yeah, that was my vision. And so I pulled out immediately, and I'm like, okay, so a daisy is significant. I'm sorry. It's just weird. It's a weird one. All right. So then I had to look up the significance of daisies. I knew they're like happiness and joy, and I thought friendship maybe, but this was really interesting that kept coming up. Well, purity, innocence, new beginnings, joy. And then it says associated with Norse goddesses of love and fertility. And then again, new beginnings and renewal, joy and cheerfulness, simplicity and appreciation, to embrace life's simple moments, which I also thought, because it was it's a simple, happy flower, right? Resilience and inner strength. Okay, all right. But going back to goddess of love and fertility. And as many of you know, if you're here, you probably know more than I do, the astrology. But Venus is in Taurus today and has come into our sign. And she's happy in our sign, right? She's our ruler, along with it, Libra. So maybe it's just serendipitous that we are going to see her influence in this reading. Taurus, I think you're going to have a really beautiful remainder of the month, or you are going to be held with love and tenderness by Venus, and that you, with that manifestation card that jumped out, along with it, Daisy is also signifying new beginnings and renewals. Maybe one of your manifestations either is coming in, or you are going to start blossoming into some authentic version of yourself, or feel joyous and happy and embracing the present and embracing life's joy right now. Little bits of joy that come your way, you're going to notice them, right? It's like something about noticing a daisy makes people happy, makes people smile. But when you go out and buy flowers, or a lot of people, when they go out and buy flowers, they usually end up buying these really, I mean, gorgeous flowers, but like, you know, more extravagant flowers. They think about roses and orchids, and they think about all these other things, like a simple daisy. And usually daisies, you see them in all the gardens and just peeping up and saying hello. And I don't know, maybe you're going to be stopping and enjoying those pleasures in your life from now to the end of the month. I'm going to do top down. As I told Aries, you guys have to bear with me. I am working at this and trying to figure it all out. So if it's not perfect, well, I don't know if it's going to ever be perfect, but it'll get better. And I just wanted to thank you guys for joining me today. To the person that commented on my post, so I know that you're looking at potentially Taurus and Pisces, so I'll say hi again in Pisces. Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to build this channel, as I said in my previous video, 1 view, 1 like, 1 subscriber at a time, and that's how we build trust, and that's how we get to know each other. And I know that it will come in time, and that's fine with me. But if you do like the video at the end, it resonates, I would love to hear from you. I mean, I would love to, just anything that you want to tell me. Hey, I'm down for it. Or if you could just stop and give me that like, I would really appreciate it. And if you know another Taurus, or I don't know, you think someone would resonate, share the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that you will get my videos up in your feed. So, bye guys. All right, hi guys. Okay, so I pulled out several decks, and our tarot today is gonna be Tarot of the She. That's what just jumped out at me, and really colorful, sweet decks. And it's funny because I picked all these decks out before my sitting down and meditating. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's start. I'm going to pull out, I'm going to pull out a couple things. I'm going to start doing a monthly for all the signs, and I'm going to do like a little bit of love. I'll do a little bit of career and finance in addition to a reading. But today we're going to do kind of like a modified version of that, but I am going to pull out some cards. Hopefully I can get them all in here. So let's see. Let's start with one of these. We have a few. I'm going to start with the big ones. So we're going to start with this one. This is enormous. So all right, 1 card. Taurus is already jumping out. This one's Magnolia with Nobility on the bottom of the deck. All right. Taurus, you are noble creatures. That is true. All right, we all are. But yeah. All right, what else are we looking at? 1 card for Taurus, please. From now to the end of the month. What can they expect from now to the end of the month, please? Just 1 card, please. All right, I'll take 2. All right, what do we have at the bottom of the deck? We have the Horse King, Assistance, and Control. King, Nobility. Let's do a career and money. 1 card, please, for career and money. So I hope you guys are doing well. Had a beautiful day here today. Okay, career and money. Ooh, treasure. It's on the bottom of the deck. Worry-free finances, money in reserve, excess. Careers that align with the word treasure are executive, sales, planning, and hidden talent. All right. Let's get you an angel number, please. All right. And bottom of the deck, we have 1515. Higher mind. Mind over matter. Your thoughts have power. You create change. You are a powerful manifester. I'm adding that. And that is very true, as we all know, with Taurians. All right, let's see. This is a weather oracle, a phenomena. That's one card, please. Will give us a state of affairs from now to the end of the month. And what do we have? A blizzard on the bottom. Clean slate. What is it? What is... What is it that we should be focusing on? Bottom of the deck, discernment. Lady Justice. Okay. Let's do a fairy deck. A fairy card from the pocket fairy deck. Ooh, that came out fast. And on the bottom, believe in magic. All right, this is, I believe it's called like a double majors deck. It contains 2 sets of majors, kind of like, okay, so one entire set of majors and in the quote unquote normal way, and then you have ones that kind of reflect the after tarot take on it, where it's sort of after that major, that scene in the majors happens. And there's also then 2 sets of all the court cards in the same fashion. So let's see see where you are, what things have occurred, what will have occurred by the end of the, ooh, that's a lot. That's too many, please. 1 or 2, please, for Taurus. Couple for, wow. All right, they're super, I'll take those then. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Swords. Okie dokie. I'm gonna get a love affirmation card, as I did for Aries. Let's do you too. Okay. Wow, that came out for Aries. Reflection is on the bottom of the deck. Regularly reflect on your relationship, journey to enhance further development. Reflecting together deepens our bond and enriches our path. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll leave it out so we can pull that in if we need to. I'm gonna do a simple spread, a modified spread. Oh, there we go. It starts. And I'm actually going to pull for all these. So current energy, influencing the current energy, past. What's the purpose of this reading? So what are we looking at going forward for the rest of the month? What's happening? What's the energy moving forward? What are your thoughts on this? Advice. Outcome for the month, for the remainder of the month. And bottom of the deck, we have wisdom. Oh, that's beautiful. It's the World card. Look at that. Just picking up a lot on this. Yeah, end of a cycle, starting for it. I mean, the new beginning, as it came out with that daisy. Interesting. Okay. So let's take a look at your oracle cards. We have Wildflower with freedom. Oh, that's beautiful. We have the Web Weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect, number 4. Manifestation, manifester. Weaving that web. I want to make sure that it's all in here for you. I may use the tops of these. The Dragon's Duel, inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. 23, going to a number 23, adding up to 5. That change. Ornaments for the career and money oracle. Extra money, mature investment, celebration. Careers that are associated with the word ornaments are retail, beauty, finish work, and retirement. Interesting. Okay. Someone retiring out there? Under freedom over here? All right, your number is past is present. You reap what you've sown. Career, balancing, harvest, finances, stabilizing, and reward. 666. Harmony. Under the Web Weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. You reap what you have sown. Wow, these are just, the synchronicities of them is pretty amazing. Then we have Haboob, and that's like a sandstorm. I'm gonna check real quick what that is. Okay, we're looking at intensity, gigantic, envelop. For the Dragon's Duel, the inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. Wow, this is definitely pulling in people who are, who are retiring, or definitely. I think I am tapping into someone. Dragon's Duel with the inner conflict and coming out of it. Also, achieving a moment, a pinnacle. Maybe in investing that moving forward. All right, let's continue with your oracle cards. We have partnership. Freedom, ornaments, partnership. Starting your own company with a partner. Leaving your job, leaving a company that you've been with for a long time to start up your own company. We have magical blessings for the Web Weaver and reaping what you've sown. Past is present, balancing, harvest, rewards. This is beautiful. I have to say, this is really beautiful. You have Magician, the manifestation card that came out, and the new beginning with the daisies. I think things are going to be, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be happy, sense of just well-being. Oh my gosh. All right, Taurus, look at this. You have the Queen of Cups. This is an after scene where the Queen of Cups is joyously dancing with that cup. That's beautiful. And then you have the Knight of Cups. Okay. Are you getting news after the dust settles here? Are you getting joyous news that it's going to make you leap with joy? And then you got the trust card with the love affirmations. Be steadfast in your actions to gradually build trust. With trust, we lay the strongest foundation for love to flourish. Are you building a strong foundation in a new endeavor, new company, new relationship, a new stage in your life with your partner? All right, let's take a look at your tarot and get a little bit more on what's going on. So what's your energy at this time? You have the Five of Pentacles with perseverance. Look at that soul bird. Out in the cold. But he's made it, and making it through. Has the resources still within to make it through. Let's see what's been influencing that. Five of Wands, competition. And that's that inner conflict, I think. It's what you perceive to be competition. And it's not even, I don't think it's even competition. I just think it's the chaotic life right now, maybe, that you're experiencing. Being pulled in a million directions of not knowing what to do. Because it's like a version of yourself looking at yourself. Your heart and your root. Security and what you want to do. That's interesting. The Queen of Cups. Worried about stability, but yet yearning to do something that fills your heart, fills your cup. Let's take a look. Past that's influenced, passes that's led you here. The Ace of Wands. Yeah. You have been working and tapping into that inner, like I said, with the Five of Pentacles, people assume that you have you don't have a pentacle left. But there are so many scenes that depict the person just moving still, right? Moving along that road. Some of them are huddled, yes, but there are some that just keep going, or they're looking at a person trudging through the snow or through whatever scene it is, because you still have the essence of that five is that you can change your circumstances, that change is upon that scene. And coming from that lack, coming from that difficulty, you have pulled your inner resources that were still available to you to push yourself through. Maybe to battle your way through to where you are going. To make the choices, battling between choices. All this energy, all these options that keep coming to you. So you're sort of batting them off and trying to figure out really what it is that you're, kind of like going through them all and moving the ones aside that are not of interest and just trying to find where you want to land. Yeah. Maybe you've been in this conflict, feeling like you've gotten your wires crossed with someone, or you yourself haven't been able to truly focus on what's at hand because you've had too much going on around you. Getting everything up, if it's a company or if it's something new that you're starting, a new stage of life, a new chapter in your life, not even a new chapter, a new book, right, in your library. Figuring all that out. How do I start? Where do I go? Where do I invest? Do I have enough energy? Do I even have enough chutzpah? And that's literally what came to my mind. To get myself through this. To establish myself. To get firm footing so that I have the future that I'm envisioning. I don't know, let's see. What's at hand? Anxiety with the moon. Yeah. I think that you are trusting. I think that you are trusting the path that you are on, though you can't see clearly what's on the other side, of course, with the moon. And you're worried, you're worried that your choices are the wrong ones, because when we make big choices in our lives, if it's to retire, do I retire now? Do I wait a few more years? Do I leave a secure job for a dream of mine? Is this person a good person to create this partnership with? It's really hard to see. And then all this emotion here, it's like you're leaning, it's like you want to go for those cups. You want to grab that happiness. You want to fill your heart. You want to live in your heart space. And you're trusting that, right? You're trusting in the magic of it. And I think with the past is present, I'm taking everything else out of here. I'm just looking at the past as present. I think the past is present. I think it's casting a shadow of what was, of the stability, or of even though it wasn't perfect, and you may not have had all the freedom, and things weren't the way that you would have created them to be, right? But it's casting a shadow of stability and security, and hey, at least I had a job. Or do I really want to not have a career to fill my days or my hours? Like sometimes things cast shadows on walls and you're afraid walking down the hallway, and it turns out to be, a sock that was dropped, or a book bag that's on, in the corner that's casting this really big shadow on the other wall. And it makes you hesitate for a second. It makes you doubt that the safety that is there. And I think that you've been battling that. But I think that it's showing you that by the end of the month, you're going to be getting that cup. I think that you're going to be leaping for joy because you have magical blessings and you're reaping what you've sown. And I think that trust that you are putting into this, the choices you made, that you didn't allow fear to paralyze you and not allow you to go down that path, is the right one. But let's take a look. Let's see what are your thoughts on all of this going on this month. Union. Yeah, this is definitely a partnership. Choices. Or even you looking at yourself and agreeing and agreeing to your own desires. That union of heart and soul at the same time. You met yourself at your fears and surpassed that. I don't know, of course, specifically what this is. I've only given you the examples of career and or retirement. But you definitely, this union and your ideas of this union, it's like you know it's a divine union. You know it's the divine within yourself and potentially with another person. Maybe this is the time, if you're retiring, this is the time for you to spend time with those that you love. And you want to do it before you get any older or are not able to physically. Or you've met the right person that you want to go in business with and you don't want to lose that opportunity. Or you conquered your own fears and met yourself where you were at and still made the decision instead of just walking away and not listening to your heart, to your heart's desires. You have manifested this. You have brought this in. You have attracted this into your life. These baubles, these ornaments, you have done this. You have the wisdom, knowing that it is time to end a cycle and it is time for you to move on, that you've learned what you could from this situation where you are today, and you are now going to embark on a new adventure. You're going to start fresh. With the Horse King and that nobility card in the flowers, where this has assistance and control with the 42, which is another 6, by the way. You are in a harmonious path. I think you're going from king, from nobility, to apprentice again, to the fool again, and starting over. And what? We'll find out. Let's see what advice do we have here for you? And that's deception. This is the 7 of Swords. Looking out for wolves in sheep's clothing. I'm going to clarify that. When I thought of the 7 of Swords, I thought that you are not a sheep. That's what I thought. You're not the sheep. Keep your choices of what you're going to do next, or your business plans, or potentially your choice yet until you're ready to give that notice of, retirement or resignation, so that there aren't repercussions, right, on you. But let's pick one. All right. Yeah, 2 of Wands with focus. Yeah. Yep. That's what it is. Scrutiny, 2 of Swords. Yep. I felt that. This is you keeping what you're doing quiet, Taurus, until you're ready to do it. This also makes sure that you don't get unwanted advice, jealousy, sabotage, energetic sabotage. Also, for your own sake and peace of mind, so that you don't have to explain yourself to others. As much as we want something and we love something and we know it's right, I think that we at times find ourselves explaining ourselves, well, we shouldn't. or when we don't have to, but yet we fall into that habit, or we fall into filling voids or filling in conversation when people are stunned by what you're telling them. And we start just giving so much information that really it's no one's business. And I think that this is your advice, is to keep it to yourself until you're ready to talk about it, and where you feel comfortable enough and know what you're going to say. And be confident in your decisions before you have to explain it to anybody else, and ready to do it. There's a difference between having to explain a decision that you are going to make to someone, or just doing what you're going to do, and then there's really no room for talking about it because you've done what you've done. So yeah. All right, let's see your outcome here. Oh my God. 3, harmony. 3 of Cups. Yeah, harmony, harmony, harmony. How many times did we say harmony in this, or did I say harmony? Good connection, guys. It's like teasing out, right? Everything that's here and figuring it out. I mean, you have treasure at the bottom. I think whatever decision you're implementing, or whatever goal you've decided to enact on, you're going to find that treasure. I think you're going to find that treasure at the end. Or at least I think that you're going to see the beginning of that. And the worries that you have are going to dissipate. Here, with your higher mind, the 1515, which if you also bring it down, it's like 6, right? 12, number 3 again, with harmony. Mind over matter. Your thoughts have power. You create change. And again, I'm going to go back to the fact of that manifestation card that I said fell out of your when I was doing the pre-shuffle. The Magician. And also, let's just bring up the Daisy again. You know, that was really interesting. I'm going to bring this up too. The discernment. I think that you've done appropriate discerning. This has not been done willy-nilly. This is not something that just popped in your head. You've actually put thought into this. You've made your business plan. You've worked really hard for this with the Magician. You've this has come out of your power. This is you looking at the, all the pros and cons with the Dragon's Duel. I think you are the one you're the web weaver. You've created these opportunities for yourself, and you've put yourself in a position where you are that king, where you can make the executive decisions of what you're doing next. And the last one here was believe in magic. Believe in your own magic. Believe in your own intuition and trust. Where's that card? What I love seeing here is that this Taurian collective that I'm speaking to has trusted their instincts. And I think that, as with the daisies that I saw, you are that daisy. You are looking and unfurling into joy, however that translates for you. If it's a better business opportunity where you get to write, right, with that pen that has the daisy on top, whether you get to write your next chapter yourself, you get to write your own paychecks, you decide to write your next chapter of how you're going off into the sunset with your partner in your life. I almost forgot about the daisy that becomes the top of that cane. You have the security and the stability. You have the support system. That's interesting. You have created and made sure that you have the support system in place, your safety net in place to take care of you moving forward. It may not be perfect, but I do think that you have done and made these decisions with a lot of focus, good judgment, and I think that's why it's going to be a blessing for you. That's why it's going to be successful for you. Yeah. All right. I pulled out a couple of these. These have witches runes, Norse runes, and they have, I'm not really sure, astrology based in there too. Let's see what there is. Let's see what we have for you guys. Okay, we have the yin, we have Gemini, and we have Scorpio. Interesting, especially with the astrology now. Yeah, this is the season. This is actually, that's why I said it in the beginning. I thought this was really apropos. Because of the Venus being in Taurus, like, I don't know if this one is as timeless as the other readings I have done, simply because we do have Gemini season, which we are in now. We have the new beginning, the fertility goddess aspect of the daisy, where Venus is now in Taurus. I mean, right now, she's exalted. You're exalted. We have the yin energy, which definitely is Venus. I think it's also yourself with your intuition. I mean, I think that you have been trusting your instincts, and you have tried to be as authentic to your desires and who you are and what you want to do as much as you have possibly been able to do here. And that you've trusted yourself and your own inner knowing, right? Where's that wisdom? This wisdom card. I mean, forget about the fact that it's literally the world card, but just there's something that spoke to me. It was just so deep and so relevant. And with that Scorpio card, I mean, come on, death and rebirth. Death and rebirth all over this, especially with the world card. I mean, you are coming to an end of something, and you are welcoming in a new chapter, and you are happy as can be, even though you have reservations and you're coming from a place of reservations right now, but you're leading yourself into that harmonious position. I mean, look at this queen. I mean, I think that daisy, I mean, she looks like a daisy. She is happy, happy-go-lucky. And I think that you are going to feel happy. And that means so many things for so many people. But when you are content in the choices you make, even though they come with their own shortcomings, and they may not be perfect, and life is not perfect, and it won't be perfect, you do know that you're on the right path. And I think that you guys right now, Taurus, this collective knows they're on the right path, and they are making moves. You guys are making moves. You're making money move. You're making you move. You are in flow. You are in harmonious flow right now with the universe, and it's a beautiful thing to see. It really is. Good for you, Taurus. And these decisions were not done lightly. You're a Taurus. You have worked your butt off for this. I almost said something else. You've worked your butt off for this. You are very deserving of your baubles and your ornaments, and you have done everything that you've needed to do in order to make this happen. As an expert manifester that you are, you have done all the work. You are ready to reap what you have sown, and congratulations, and you are so deserving of it. So good for you. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, guys. All right, if you guys liked the video, give me a big thumbs up, and I can't wait for the next one. Bye.